Wood carving is good work. You take a piece of wood, you shape it with your hands, you make something new and honest. Choosing your wood is a very important step. It is the foundation of your project. Alder and birch are two fine woods. Many carvers, both new and seasoned, use them. They each have their own character. This essay will help you understand them better. Why focus on alder and birch, you might ask? Well, they are popular for solid reasons. Beginners often find them welcoming to the chisel. Experienced hands appreciate their reliable nature. These trees grow in many parts of the world. This generally makes their lumber easier to find. They're also not usually the most expensive woods. That is a practical point for any workshop budget. Good value is a good thing. The feel of the wood in your hands matters a great deal. The grain of the wood tells a story. It shows you the pattern of the tree's growth. Some wood grains are very straight and predictable. Others might be wavy or even curly. This pattern directly affects how you carve. It also influences the final look of your piece. We will look closely at alder's grain. Then we will examine what birch offers. Workability is a word you will hear often. It simply means how easy the wood is to carve. Does your knife seem to glide through it smoothly, or does the wood fight back against your efforts? Softer woods are generally easier to shape. Harder woods can hold very fine, crisp details. We need to understand this aspect for both alder and birch. This knowledge will guide your hands and your tools. It makes the work more satisfying. Alder is a good friend to the woodcarver. It is technically classified as a hardwood. However, it resides on the softer side of the hardwood spectrum. This characteristic makes it quite pleasant to work with. Your tools will likely appreciate it too. Alder does not tend to dull blades excessively quickly. This translates to more time spent carving. It means less time spent at the sharpening stone. That is a favorable exchange for any craftsman. Let's talk a bit about alder's grain pattern. It is usually quite straight and consistent. The texture of the wood is fine and even. This is a significant blessing for carvers of all skill levels. You can expect fairly predictable results as you work. The wood does not tend to fight against your intended design. It accepts detail reasonably well for its softness. The color is typically a light brown. It often carries a warm reddish or pinkish tint. What sorts of projects are well suited for alder? It is a versatile wood, great for many applications. Small decorative figurines are a good place to start. Spoons, bowls and other kitchenware items look handsome when made from alder. It is also an excellent choice for practicing new carving techniques. This is because it is a forgiving material. It allows for the occasional miscut or slip. We all make mistakes. That is how we learn and improve. Alder also finishes quite well, which is important. It accepts stains evenly across its surface. Paint also adheres nicely if you choose that route. This provides you with a range of options for your final piece. If you prefer a natural look, a simple oil finish works wonders. It beautifully brings out the wood's inherent warmth. Alder is an agreeable and versatile material. It seems to respect the carver's time and dedicated effort. Now, let us turn our attention to birch. Birch is another popular and commendable choice for carving. It too is a hardwood. Generally speaking, birch is harder and denser than alder. This means it will offer more resistance to your carving tools. Your hands and muscles will certainly feel this difference. It is a sturdy, strong, and reliable wood. Many craftsmen through the ages have valued its inherent strength. It has served humanity well. The grain of birch wood is typically straight. Sometimes it can present a slightly wavy pattern. It possesses a fine, uniform texture, which is good. This is somewhat similar to alder in its evenness. However, birch often feels noticeably denser when you handle it. The color of birch is usually quite light. It can range from a creamy white to a pale yellowish brown. Some varieties of birch exhibit a pleasing, subtle shimmer. This adds a touch of understated beauty. How does birch behave when you introduce it to carving tools? It can be a bit more challenging than alder. This is primarily due to its increased hardness. You will absolutely need to maintain very sharp tools. You might also find yourself needing to apply more physical force. Birch can sometimes be prone to chipping. This is especially true if your cuts are not made carefully and with precision, but it holds fine detail exceptionally well. This is a fine reward for your patient efforts. Birch is an excellent candidate for certain types of projects. It is particularly good for items that need to be durable. Small toys, for instance, can benefit from birch's strength. Decorative items that feature very fine, intricate details can shine in birch. It can also be effectively used for making utensil handles or for small parts of furniture that need to be tough and resilient. It is a wood that is built to stand up to regular use. So, the question remains, alder or birch for your next project? Let us put them side by side for clarity. Alder is the softer of the two, often with a reddish hue. Its grain is generally straight and consistently fine. Birch, on the other hand, is harder and often lighter in color. Its grain is also fine, perhaps feeling a touch denser. Alder is typically easier on your tools and gentler on your hands. Birch demands a bit more respect for its inherent toughness. When we consider workability, alder is generally more forgiving. Beginners often find it a more comfortable starting point. It allows for smoother, quicker removal of material. You can learn the fundamental motions of carving with less struggle. Birch requires a bit more developed skill and patience. It resists the cutting edge more, but it rewards your careful work with crisp, well-defined lines. Experienced carvers might actively seek this challenge and precision. What about the specific project you have in mind? If you want something easy to begin with, I would suggest alder. For carving spoons, gentle figures, or simply for practice, it is ideal. It allows you to build confidence. If your project requires greater durability or extremely sharp details, then consider birch. For items that will see a fair amount of wear and tear, birch is a very strong contender. Always think about the final use of your piece. This will help guide your choice. My best piece of advice is this. Try them both. Go to your wood supplier. Get a piece of alder, get a piece of birch, hold them in your hands, feel their weight and texture, then take them to your bench and carve them. See how they respond to your favorite tools, see how they speak to your creative spirit. There is no single best wood that rules over all others. There is only the best wood for you for this particular project. The true joy is in the making. Now go make something good. While choosing between alder and birch for your carving projects, it's important to consider the environmental impact and sustainability of each wood type. Both alder and birch have their own benefits in terms of renewability and eco-friendliness. Alder trees are known for their rapid growth. They can reach maturity in just a few decades, making them a highly renewable resource. This quick growth rate means that alder forests can be replenished relatively quickly, reducing the strain on natural resources. Additionally, alder trees often grow in mixed species forests, which promotes biodiversity and a healthier ecosystem. When you choose alder, you're supporting sustainable forestry practices that are mindful of the environment. Birch, on the other hand, is also a sustainable choice, though its growth rate is slightly slower compared to alder. Birch trees are commonly found in the northern hemisphere and are a key component of many temperate forests. Sustainable harvesting practices ensure that birch forests remain healthy and productive. By selecting birch, you are contributing to the maintenance of these vital forest ecosystems. Moreover, birchwood is highly durable, meaning that items crafted from birch can have a long lifespan, reducing the need for frequent replacements and further conserving natural resources. Both woods have their strengths in terms of renewability. Alder's faster growth cycle makes it a great option for those looking to minimize their environmental footprint. Birch's durability and the careful management of its forests make it a strong contender for eco-conscious carvers. When making your choice, consider not only the workability and final use of your project, but also the broader impact on the planet. By being mindful of the sustainability of the materials you use, you can contribute to a more eco-friendly and responsible carving practice. So, whether you choose alder or birch, know that you are making a choice that supports sustainable forestry and environmental conservation. Happy carving, and may your projects be as kind to the earth as they are beautiful.